Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the fierce fight for Demon King Piccolo, and we're going to be getting a good idea as to how you can grab yourselves a copy of the fierce fight Piccolo, or well, basically max him out, and what you need to do to get there. So essentially how it works is there's going to be 3 stages to the event. You will need to complete these first 3 stages to unlock the 3 bonus stages, being a daily bonus stage, a equipment stage, and a challenge stage. Now, the missions for this event are pretty straightforward. A lot of them are revolving around completing these stage challenges, as well as raising Piccolo's level, putting him in the team, soul boosting him, and also raising his friendship rank to 5. So whenever you see that there's not a challenge complete, it is more than likely the friendship rank. A lot of people tend to not understand that. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. Honestly speaking, there's not too much. In terms of the currency that you get from the event, you can use it for equipment, energy, slot removers, etc. The equip is pretty good, but you can only equip it to Piccolo once he is at 2 red stars. So you're not going to be able to equip it to him until he is at 2 red stars. So keep that in mind. You can also, of course, kind of farm his Z-Power from the hyperdimensional co-op that's currently up, as that makes it pretty available. Now, for the first mission, or for the first stage, you'll see a mission to use Demon King Piccolo. You can either complete this stage, which will unlock Demon King Piccolo for you, or alternatively you can use another Demon King Piccolo to complete the missions for this first stage. It's entirely up to you, just depends on if you want to save some time. But outside of that, there's really no point. So if you're a new player or someone who doesn't have a Demon King Piccolo, just simply take on the event, clear the stage, and then you'll be pretty much good to go. Outside of that, that's basically everything you need to know. Honestly speaking, a perfectly fine event. I think at the end of the day, it's pretty straightforward and honestly just super duper simple. And yeah, I just think it's a pretty solid event across the board. If you've done a fierce fight before, it's pretty standard, so you shouldn't be surprised by anything. The challenges for these stages mainly amount to things like switching, using special moves, using special cards, using green cards, cover changing, vanish stepping, and that's pretty much it. There's not a lot that you need to do outside of that beyond not using your Rising Rush, and you should have a pretty simple time. So yeah, that's basically it. Honestly speaking, it's like pretty much a straightforward event. I think most players who've done fierce fight, like I said, shouldn't really have problems. How good Demon King Piccolo is, we'll have to see. A lot of it's going to depend on the buffs that also come for the DB saga as a whole, just considering the overall difficulty of buffing up that team. So it's not necessarily just on this fierce fight Piccolo being a solid boost option, but it's also actually around the category as a whole getting sizable boosts. So yeah, obviously we're going to skip ahead a little bit. As you can see, we got Demon King Piccolo. We're going to set him to train, we're going to soul boost him. Also, we're going to go to the fierce fight events and get him his friendship rank level 2. We're going to do all of this, and then I will clear the next 2 stages, and then we'll come back to take a look at the equipment stage and the daily bonus, etc. Obviously, I'm going to replace the team as well. I'm going to stick a whole bunch of event exclusive fierce fight units in there, and I think that's going to net us getting a pretty good time. So yeah, that is basically it. Honestly speaking, not too much else that you need to know of. Obviously, when we come back, we'll talk about how to take on the equipment stage, but if you've seen enough, it's more than fine. I think most players at this point shouldn't struggle. I will be doing a separate video on the challenge stage, obviously, as I always do. So yeah, basically pretty straightforward stuff. So we'll come back and then we'll take a look at what's left to do. And ta-da, through the power of time travel, we've come back. As you can see, we've completed the challenges for these stages, pretty straightforward as well. Like I said, a lot of them to do with special moves, switching, etc. Nothing too crazy. Now there's 3 stages here. The one at the top is the daily bonus stage. You must make sure that you do this because there's missions related to this. So the sooner you start it, the sooner you complete those missions. And then of course there is the middle stage, which is for equipment. And then there is the bottom stage, which is a challenge stage, and that provides some additional Z-Power. So yeah, out of all these three though, obviously we take a look at the challenge stage always separately. The daily bonus stage is very easy with no mission requirements, so you shouldn't have a problem. And yeah, basically it's just the equipment stage. Now the equipment stage, honestly speaking, has some challenges and everything, but the main thing here is that you don't really need to do this stage until you have Demon King Piccolo at 2 red stars. It just doesn't feel like you need to do it. The fact that you can't equip the equipment is obviously kind of a big deal, and so I don't see the point in openly doing the stage until such time that you obviously have the ability to use the equipment. Some people like to get a head start, and I understand that, but outside of that, I just don't think it's necessary. So yeah, that is basically it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Fierce Fight. So Fierce Fight's pretty straightforward. Demon King Piccolo, I think overall looks pretty interesting. Obviously, like I said, there needs to be quite a large amount of buffs, units, equipment boosts, and just things in general to kind of get the DB Saga where it needs to be. It's an incredibly small category. It's basically a brand new category for all intents and purposes. And so we do need to kind of consider that, yes, we are going to have to see quite a lot of buffs. From what I've seen of Demon King Piccolo, I would not say he's an exceptional Fierce Fight unit. I would say he is a decent Fierce Fight unit. I would not say he is, exceptional. I would say overall, he could be solid. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I don't think he's necessarily insane. So yeah. It's one of those things. We'll have to see as we go along. Maybe once we have his equipment, maybe once some more equipment comes out, we'll have to get a real test of him, especially when the team changes as well. The team changing is also super duper important, and those buffs, boosts, and everything that comes to it is also going to determine how well he is. Right now, I would not say he's an exceptional unit that can replace anyone on regeneration, so we're going to have to see how he fares on DB Saga. Not to say that he's bad. I don't think he's a bad free-to-play unit either. It's just that considering what DB Saga needs, I was hoping he would come out a little bit better. But with that being said, that is basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did or you need any more help, you can leave a comment down below or leave a like on the video. And yeah, that's basically going to be it. Once you've done the equipment stage, you can pretty much just farm his Z-Power from the hyperdimensional carp, which is obviously going to be a great way to get him up to max stars. So don't forget to do some of that. Do your limited time attempts per day. That's going to be of the utmost importance. But that's it from me. Bye.